What's up everybody, it's Seth from Fowler Customs, and today we've got a very special unboxing. I'm sure you can already tell what it is, but if you can't, it's the brand new Nintendo Switch. Thanks so much for tuning in today, guys. Make sure to hit that subscribe button down below if you haven't yet, but with all that being said, let's get into it. So if you follow me on Twitter at all, you know that the Nintendo Switch was something I was really looking forward to, but something that I missed out on pre-ordering. And because of that, I actually had to pay resale and buy someone else's pre-order. And even then, I still got it a couple days late because Amazon just had some shipping issues. But it's finally here, and I'm really stoked to open this up and see what's inside. Let me move this table out of the way. Actually, it's like a stool with some Jordan boxes on it, but it's a makeshift table. So if you've never been to my channel before, I don't do a lot of electronics unboxings or even reviews. I mainly just do sneakers. But I mean, it's kind of the same principle. You're still opening a box, you're still checking out what's inside. And as usual with all my other unboxings, the first thing we gotta do is take a look at the box. So first thing I noticed when I pulled this out of the Amazon package is that this is like a really small box. Like, this is smaller than just about any game console I've ever gotten before. And I'm assuming it's because the console is so small. I actually haven't seen one of these in person, so I really don't know how big it's gonna be. But I'm assuming based on the box, not too big. So on the front, you've got the Nintendo Switch in its docking mode. You've got this funky little controller. Don't really love the way it looks. I really think it looks like some sort of dog. I'm sure that's been said before, but that's the first time I've noticed it. Of course, you got the Nintendo Switch logo in the top right-hand corner. You've got Nintendo's logo on the top of the box. On the back, you've got the Switch in its like portable mode, getting switched out mid-switch. That's pretty cool. I mean, the whole reason I was interested in getting this console is because of the modular functionality. But for me, being an industrial designer who actually designs stuff like this, I just really wanted to see how it worked. On one of the sides, you've got a couple different variations of how you can use the Switch. On the other side, the same sort of situation, different variations of how you can use the Switch. One thing that I found really interesting is that on most packaging for game consoles, they usually have some gameplay going on the screens whenever they show the console, but on this one, they're all just like, it's a black screen on every image except for the back image, which I mean, it's just the logo and some colors, that's about it. I'm wondering if that's just because there aren't a lot of launch titles and there wouldn't really be anything to put on here except for maybe Zelda and like 1-2 Switch. I mean, I could be wrong, but you'd think there'd be some sort of gameplay going on. Who knows? On the bottom, you got all that verbiage that you usually have on electronics, just a little list of what's inside. So without further ado, let's open this guy up. Gotta bring my makeshift table back for this. Here we go. First thing you see before you get into the console is some instructions on how to use it, how to charge it, how to set it up, all that good stuff. Nothing crazy. And now to see the console itself, the moment we've all been waiting for. There it is. This is like significantly smaller than I thought it was going to be. So first off, you've got the left controller and the right controller. Let's take these guys out. Joy-Cons, I think they're called. Let's get rid of this plastic. We don't need that. These aren't bad. These are pretty cool. They actually feel really nice in your hand. The triggers feel clicky. They don't feel as nice as like a PlayStation 4 trigger, but they're not bad. You got your little offset joysticks. They don't feel terrible. I'm really using the tip of my thumb on the left one and then like the middle of my thumb on the right one. But I mean, it's definitely doable. So there you go, the Joy-Cons. I wasn't sure how these edges were gonna be, but it looks like they did a pretty nice job. You got some LEDs. I'm assuming that's a connect button or something. You've got these two extra buttons right here on the side, SL and SR. I'm assuming for when you're using the controller like this, I guess. Pretty cool little things. Next up, we've got the console itself. Let's pull this guy out. Get this guy out of here. I'm just really afraid I'm gonna drop this. I'm so bad with like, technology and phones and all sorts of stuff. I always drop them in toilets and anywhere that you can drop something, so everywhere. But no, this is a nice looking thing. This is, like I said, it's smaller than I thought it was gonna be. It really feels like the Amazon Fire tablet, like that small size. If you know what I'm talking about, it's pretty much the same size, I would think. I don't have one anymore, so I can't tell for sure, but that's what's coming to mind. So on the top, you've got the slot for the game card. You've got your little cooling vent there. You've got the power button and the volume rocker. You've also got your headphone jack. On the bottom, you've got your USB-C port. You've also got your kickstand, which actually has a slot for your micro SD card if you want to use one. Just a warning, this only comes with 32 gigs of internal storage. So if you're planning to download your games, you're definitely gonna need a micro SD because, I mean, that's barely enough for 1 or 2 games. Just something to keep in mind. On the back, you've got the Nintendo Switch logo smack dab in the middle in this sort of white semi-gloss print. You've also got your speakers down there at the bottom. On the front, you've got the 720p touchscreen display with these really large bezels around the outside. That doesn't bother me too much, but it would have been nice if they weren't there. So now let's plug in these Joy-Cons and see how they look. That's a nice sound. So here it is, the Nintendo Switch in portable Game Boy mode or Nintendo DS mode or whatever you want to call it. It's actually pretty wide. Like, it really feels like you're holding almost a full-sized iPad. Like, it's a pretty wide thing. It's not too thick. I feel like if they made it any thinner, it'd be really tough to grip. But no, it's not bad. And you know what? The small buttons actually don't bother me too much. So let's put this guy aside and see what's in the rest of the box. I don't want to put it anywhere that I'll step on it or forget about it and then break it. Now we finished with the first section of the box. This guy here. Underneath, you've got the manuals, the accessories, the power cables, stuff like that, I'm sure. So first thing I'm going to pull out is this, I guess, quick start manual or maybe warning information. I'm not sure what it is, but I've never read any of these for anything, which has caused some problems in my life, but let's not get into that. Underneath the manual, you've got some bubble wrap, and inside the bubble wrap, I think, is the dock. So let's get this guy off. Yep, there it is, the Nintendo Switch dock. Basically what this does is when you're done using your Switch in tablet mode, you just drop it in here and it becomes a TV console, which is such a dope concept. I think that's so cool. And one thing I was worried about when I first saw this is that it would be really light and really plasticky. And yes, it's a little light and it's kind of plasticky, but there is some sort of weight at the bottom so that it's not going to tip over if you just accidentally nudge it. So you should be okay. You've also got these little rubber pads at the bottom so it doesn't slide around. On the front, you've got the Nintendo Switch logo in semi-gloss print. Of course, in the middle is where you dock your Nintendo Switch. You just drop it right on. And then on the back, you've got this little door that you can pop open and you can plug in your AC adapter, your USB, HDMI out, stuff like that. And then you can close this guy up and all the cables are encased inside. And you're good to go. So this is cool, we'll get back to this. Next up inside of the box, let's pull out some of the cables first because they're not as interesting, let's be honest. First up, we've got what I can only assume is the power cable because it's a brick. Yep, Nintendo branded power brick with USB-C on the other side. Next up, we've got the Nintendo branded HDMI cord. Nothing special here. Second to last, we've got these little covers here, which I believe are covers for the controllers when you're not using them in tablet mode. Let's double check, but first, I think I only got one, which could be a problem. Oh, no, you know what? It was on the other side of the package. I don't know why they did that, but that's where it was. It's so weird. Okay, let's plug these guys in really fast. So if you're interested in seeing how the controller pops off, all you have to do is click and hold this little button while you pull it. It just pops right off. Super easy. And then, of course, the same thing on the other side. So they tried to make it foolproof, but it's not that foolproof because I still tried to put this one on the other controller. They put a little plus on this one, and there's a plus on the controller, so you should know how it works. I didn't. So there's one. So now that I've got these sort of ender pieces for the controllers, I've got to say these actually do feel more comfortable. There's a little bit more size to them, obviously, and that actually, they fit in my hand better this way. I actually really like this. This is nice. Sort of like your Wiimote action going on. I'm going to put these guys off to the side next to the Yeezys. There you go, Yeezys. Play some Nintendo Switch. And finally, the last thing in the box, I'm assuming is the comfort grip, is what they're calling it. There it is. You've got a light matte finish on the front with the gloss Nintendo logo, a couple of LED indicators. Let's throw the Joy-Cons in here and see how they fit. This is the one thing that I was kind of like hesitant about, the one thing I didn't know if I was going to like. So let's see. These like covers are kind of a bummer to get off. I'm having trouble with, there we go. That really felt like I was going to break it. Now that we've gotten these guys free, I want to plug these guys in, see how it feels. I'm going to record this one next to the mic so you guys can hear it. So here they are, the Joy-Cons in the comfort grip. It's no PlayStation controller. It's not bad though. You definitely feel these corners in your palm, but it's not like a huge problem. So now that we've got all the pieces out, let's put the box aside. Just hit a light. Oops. So now that we've got everything out, let's drop this guy in the dock. Let's see how this works. Very carefully get in there. There we go. Nice. It's a little weird that it kind of peeks up over the top, but I guess it's easier to grab that way, I don't know. But here it is, the Nintendo Switch fully unboxed. The console costs $299 US. However, if you want to pick one of these guys up and you didn't pre-order or you don't want to pay resale, this is going to be pretty hard to find for a couple months. You might get lucky, who knows, but it's going to be kind of tough. Overall, first impressions, I think it looks great. I'm really excited to play it. I got 1-2 Switch and I got Zelda, so I'm going to throw those guys in right after I'm done filming this video and try it out. So look for a more detailed review coming up in the future. But that's pretty much it. Make sure to leave a comment in the comment section down below letting me know what you think of the Nintendo Switch and if you're planning to grab one for yourself. And as always guys, thank you so much for watching. Please make sure to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe to Fowler Customs if you want to see more content just like this or shoe reviews, either one. And make sure to follow Fowler Customs on Snups, Instagram, and on Twitter.